is where Brashear High School is located. This is a City of Pittsburgh high school. All right, Rick Earl is live in the newsroom with more details for us now. Rick.
I can tell you that one of the victims right now is in the school probation office there at Brashear High School. There is another victim, we understand, on Lowen Hill Avenue. Lowen Hill Avenue is right off of Crane Avenue, just behind Brashear High School. That's where a second victim is. And now a third victim, we understand, is in an ambulance being taken to the hospital right now.
Into our newsroom just a little before 3 o'clock this afternoon, we heard the news of shots fired outside Brashear High School. That's one of the large public schools in the Beachview neighborhood of Pittsburgh. There are about close to 1,500 students in that school. It merged with Langley High School when that school closed, David. And we learned of shots fired, and then we learned that 3 people were injured. Rick just telling us now he does believe those injured people are students.
We are now getting some new information that is coming into our newsroom. This information coming from homicide detectives who are laying this out essentially of how this went down. You had the 3 students. This was after school let out. School had just let out about 2:45 in the afternoon. Those students came out, and then you had 3 men who came out of the woods. These men were wearing all black. They shot these individuals, they shot these 3 students, and then returned to the woods.
This is Susan Amer, and your granddaughter was in the school. She is still in the school. You got a call from her. What'd she say?
She said that someone was shot and there's a lockdown and she's not allowed to leave.
I just never thought it would happen. You never think of that happening at your school.
What we are hearing from our police sources right now is that the 3 students who were shot are at AGH and Mercy, and right now police are trying to find and talk to a young girl who actually witnessed this shooting. We have been saying that these 3 students were shot as they walked out of Brashear High School. The shooters, plural here, shooters came out of the woods dressed in all black, fired the shots, and then ran back into the woods.
And there you see a SWAT. Look at that. One of the black SWAT trucks driving through the neighborhoods near Brashear there as they search for the shooter or shooters in this situation, where 3 Brashear students just before 3 o'clock today were shot leaving the high school.
Police were moving in on an apartment where they suspected one of the shooters may be, so that could be that area right there where SWAT is gathered right now.
There were 3 people that were shot. One was grazed in, one was shot in the leg and foot. That was a grazing. One was in the neck and the shoulder, and one was grazed in the head.
The pictures of the SWAT team, and we have been told that they have a house on Hampshire Avenue that has been surrounded.
2 of the victims were brought by ambulance about an hour and 20 minutes ago or so.
We continue to cover this. There's been a shooting at Brashear High School. It happened just before 3 o'clock. The police public safety information wanted everybody to know did not happen on school property. As they were leaving, there were maybe 1, 2, or 3 shooters that police are searching for right now.
It could possibly be linked to that incident that happened on the 18th, from what the school police are telling me.
And what was the incident?
And at that time, on the 18th, there was an incident that occurred at the school, and the school was, based on that, the school was put on lockdown.
Let's go to Channel 11 News reporter Pamela Osborne with more on the rest, and she is near the scene. Pamela.
David, this has been a very fluid situation. A lot of things happening within the past 30 minutes to half hour here. We just spoke with police on scene. They tell us that they took multiple people into custody today from 2 different homes. I want to get you to some video now. These homes are on Rockland Avenue. Now, when we were there, our cameras caught 4 suspects being taken into police custodies. You see them being led here into police cruisers. Now, they are 4 young men. Police tell me that they are taking them down to homicide for questioning. They wouldn't elaborate any further than that, but I was speaking with a young man from this neighborhood who was watching with us as those suspects were taken into custody. He tells us that he recognized 3 of them as potentially students or former students of Brashear.
You're live with an update now, Rick.
Yeah, David, that's right. We understand all 6 individuals are taken into custody. They are being questioned at this point for a possible connection related to this shooting this afternoon afternoon at Brashear High School. I also want to bring up one other point, David, is that I got some new information earlier about that incident at Brashear High School. I'm being told that a student was beaten up in a bathroom at Brashear High School back in October, on October 18th, and then beaten, robbed of drugs. And of course, Diane Richard, in her news conference earlier this evening, alluded to the fact that this possibly could be a retaliation for that incident that happened back in October at Brashear High School.
We are live right now outside of UPMC Mercy Hospital, where 2 of the victims are being treated at this hour for gunshot wounds. Now, take a look at this video. We spoke with 2 women who identified themselves as the mother and aunt of one of those victims, a 17-year-old junior at Brashear High School.
Right now, only thing that we know is he's been shot. He's stable. He's been shot in the neck. Anything else, I'm sure we'll let you know.
They have 6 people in custody for questioning, but at this point, no charges have been filed. Obviously, a very scary afternoon for parents out here who came out after the shooting of the 3 students just outside Brashear High School. Dozens stopped here on Crane Avenue, where police had blocked off traffic. They weren't allowing anyone past. Some of the parents told me they had gotten calls from students. Others were waiting to learn if their kids were okay.
Please don't let it be her class.
Tonight on 11 at 11, a school scare outside Brashear High School. Police have arrested and charged the teen in this video.
He would take matters into his own account.
The altercation that may have started it all.
And tonight, neighbors still on edge hours after this chaotic scene.
They actually had rifles aimed at the alley like this.
Plus, what family members are saying about the victims still in the hospital tonight.
They said he's stable, he's alert.
11 at 11 has all of the angles of the big story covered.
Live, local, late breaking. This is Channel 11 News 11 at 11. News coverage you can count on.
This is crazy. This is sad.
A school scare outside of Pittsburgh High School puts police and the SWAT team on alert today.
Within the past hour and a half, we have learned police charged the teenager you see in this video.
At least it's a big story we've been following since we broke into programming right around 3 o'clock.
And since then, we have been in close contact with investigators. Here's the very latest. A total of 3 students were shot just outside Brashear High School. All of the victims are expected to be okay. Police have arrested and charged 16-year-old Anjanita Willette, who goes by the name AJ. All of this started around 3 p.m. today and put an entire community on edge. We have a team of reporters working every angle of this big story. So let's begin with Courtney Brennan. She is live outside Pittsburgh Police Headquarters. Courtney.
Lisa, late this evening, Pittsburgh police charged that 16-year-old AJ Willette with 4 counts of attempted homicide. Now, police say that this shooting was in retaliation for an incident that happened to Willette back in October at Brashear High School. Officers are saying that Willette was assaulted at Brashear High. It was some sort of drug-related robbery, and after that happened, Willette left school and allegedly said something to the effect of he was going to take matters into his own hands. And so police believe today's shooting was what he meant by that. Late this evening, police charged 16-year-old AJ Willette with 4 counts of attempted homicide. Investigators just gave us this mugshot. Police say Willette went to Brashear High School today with the intent to shoot certain students as they left school.
We do believe today that he intended to go to that area, to the intersection of Crane and Lowen Hill, specifically to target these individuals.
The SWAT team swarmed these streets here, and that search for the shooting suspect led them to a home right nearby.
There's really no words to explain. You know what I mean? It's like you hear that and it's just like you just kind of freeze. Your mind just kind of goes blank, and the first thing you think is, I gotta get a hold of my kids.
They're going down from 51 coming up Crane to get their kids into school at the main entrance.
Frantic parents rushed to Brashear High School after learning shots had been fired and students were hit.
When I heard about Brashear, my legs just went underneath me. I was scared to death.
School had just let out for the day, and the kids that retreated back into the school for safety were locked down as police fanned the area looking for the armed suspects.
It was scary.
That search led them a few houses down from Ann McGlynn's Rockland Avenue home.
They told me, get in the house and lock the door. They actually had rifles aimed at the alley like this.
And we will continue to follow this big story throughout the night and into tomorrow. So look for the very latest on Channel 11 News, and for coverage anytime, log on to WPXI.com.